here's how I define discipleship. Discipleship is Christ-centered fellowship that leads to life change through biblical teaching and observant model practice that results in self-replicating followers of Jesus Christ. And you can look at the Gospel of John chapter 1, verse 37 to the end of the chapter, and you'll see what's key in Matthew, in Luke, and in John. There's just one key word, and we touched on it last night: follow. You can go to Lifeway or Mardale's or go online. There are any number of books on leadership, but there are so few books on fellowship. Fellowship is critical to discipleship. So part of our philosophy of ministry here, in light of, I came in, now let me tell you, it is difficult to build ministry in one church. Now imagine you got 3 campuses and 6 services. Each church, each location has its own culture and climate. Each church is nuanced by the demographic. Bingo Road, where I worship, we have to Sunday is a work day for our staff, and so our schedule is Sunday through Thursday. Pastor tells us basically, for ministers, you find everybody on staff, you find one service that you worship, the rest of them you work. I worship at 10 o'clock at the Bingo Road, which is demographically our oldest crowd. It's the smallest. We see about 400 people together. It was the original campus. Eldridge campus is our younger crowd, about 2,200 to 3,000 every weekend there, in their 20s and 30s primarily. Then Queenston is the largest campus, and pretty much everybody's there demographically, but they're all different. So in building, I had to look for a biblical, practical model to do discipleship in this manner. And what that began with for me was asking this question: why did God send Jesus when he sent him? In terms of human history, why didn't he send him in the 18th century or the 19th century or the 21st century? And after chewing on that and praying about it, what came to me was this: is that God wanted to show us what you did not need to do ministry. Today, in this day and time, we really believe that we need screens and we need a lot of bells and whistles, pomp and circumstance. Jesus had none of that. They didn't have electricity. That's why a practical model is so critical to effective ministry. Jesus simply touched people where they were. That didn't cost any money. You don't need Twitter. You don't need Facebook. Now I'm all for social media. It is another avenue to connect with generations that are using it. But at the end of the day, if you're not touching people where they are, Jesus met a woman at a well, knew everything about her, didn't judge her, but he met her literally where she was, but he also practically, in her humanity, met her where she was. He spoke to her when other people wouldn't. There's an audacity in the church that we sit around and saying, I talked to a pastor, he's 96 years old, bless his heart, and you can't tell him anything about church. He doesn't let them say amen in the church. He doesn't want any clapping. He wants a silent, stoic church. You say, well, Pastor Davis, why isn't the church packed? And this is what he says: I don't know why people not coming out. All this good preaching and teaching I'm doing. Now, he's one of those pastors with the ring still, and he got 100 keys and whatnot. He's 96. He's never replicated. It's perception. He hadn't thought that through. He's just doing, but he's never been discipled. He's sitting around waiting for people to come. But Jesus has told us to go. And he leads by example. Too many of our churches are sitting around waiting for people to come. You've got to get out and touch people.